All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode, actually season 2, episode 1 of Truth Chat Fun. Now, I have a lot to say this morning, but first let me get some of the fundamentals done. If you need to get hold of me, you can go to my website, www.truthchat.fun, or my email, joeorianipodcast@yahoo.com, or my Twitter, Oriani. Now, I know there's not a lot of people that listen to me. I have 26 subscribers on YouTube. So we need to work on that. So if you do want to listen, please go subscribe. It is free, and you'll get a notice every time I post a podcast. Now, I know a lot of people don't follow me along. I think last week I only had 2 clicks on it, but hey, I am not a quitter. I enjoy doing this, but I still enjoy interviewing people more and learning about their lives, about their history. Come on, people, where are you? People that came over here from another country, what their history was like. I promise I won't call you a Russian spy. Well, maybe. So anyway, with that in mind, Father's Day, I hope everybody had a nice Father's Day that celebrates Father's Day. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I went in Saturday here in Clearwater Beach. The waves were very choppy. They were expecting rain and thunderstorms. We didn't get that, but the waves were 3 to 5 feet high. And going out that 30 miles, I felt like I was in a washing machine. It hurt like hell. I also got cut, had blood all over my shirt, but that's life of fishing. I caught 12 grunts, this small little fish like tilapia. I was going to take them home, but there were people that caught so many of them. They had 2 hooks on their line. They would catch them 2 at a time. One guy had 3 strings of fish for himself. So I decided to give the fish to some people I had met and let them deal with it. I didn't want to stay there. I was so sorry. I just wanted to get home and die. Okay, that was my fishing trip. Now today, I want to talk about a couple of things that I find very important. And most of it has to do with PTSD and Agent Orange. Now, I have been exposed to Agent Orange, and most of you don't even have a clue what that is. But I'm going to tell you this. It was a powerful herbicide used by the United States military in the Vietnam War. And it was named after identifying stripe-painted barrels of chemicals containing herbicides. Agent Orange was used between 1962 and 1971 in a conflict in Vietnam to clear trees in Poland to deny the enemy cover and to destroy crops. But unknown to us that were there, they were also trying to kill us. All right. However, Agent Orange contained a dangerous chemical called dioxin, which was later found to cause severe health problems in those who were exposed to it. Both American veterans and Vietnamese civilians, including birth defects, cancers, and other diseases. The long-term effect of Agent Orange exposure are still being studied today, and Agent Orange remains a painful reminder of the human cost of modern warfare. Now, with that being said, it took a long time for veterans to get help with that, get it identified, even though they paid the Vietnamese first, and I guess we didn't get it. All right, so now, it's been linked to a number of serious health issues and conditions, including cancer. Dioxin exposure from H&Rs has been linked to a range of cancer types, including leukemia, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and many others. Now, on my medical report, it says kidney cancer, and next to it in the VA, it says H&Rs. Yet they will not compensate me or give me any credit or any kind of rating on that because it is not a disease that they recognize. Go figure that out, will you? And I'm sure a lot of other veterans are having problems with that too. It does birth defects. Pregnant women who are exposed to Agent Orange have a higher risk of giving birth to children with birth defects, including spina bifida and other neutral tube defects. You think skin conditions, exposed individuals can develop rashes, discolorations, other skin diseases. Now, you listen to this list as I go down. I have another list. And you have to wonder why in the world would they have done that to us. A lot of Vietnam veterans are now dying, catching up with them from Agent Orange. They're getting all these conditions, which I'll go over in a minute. Okay, respiratory illness. Dioxin exposure can cause respiratory issues such as asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. Neurological symptoms. Exposed to dioxin can lead to a range of neurological systems, including depression, anxiety, and cognitive dysfunction. Hello, world. All three I have. Immune disorders. Agent Orange exposure has been linked to autoimmune disorders such as lupus. It says here the full extent of health effects of Agent Orange contamination is still not entirely understood, and ongoing research is necessary. Sure, you say so. All right. Okay, let's see what else we have. Agent Orange. All right, here's a whole list. What symptoms of Agent Orange affect? Acne on your face, including blackheads, getting infections frequently, numbness, prickly fingers in your hands or your feet, okay, shortness of breath, difficult breathing, swelling of your feet and legs, tremors while you muscle rest. Now, I have that, but the doctor says it's not from Agent Orange, so who knows? So here's a whole list. Conditions. They also include AL amyloidosis. I have no idea what that is. Severe birth defects and miscarriage. Bladder cancer, but they don't talk about kidney cancer. B-cell leukemia. Acneiform disease. Diabetes 2. Hodgkin pneumonia. Thyroidism. Islamic heart disease. Multiple melanoma. Non-Hodgkin's pneumonia. I can't pronounce that these words. Sorry. Parkinson's, Parkinsonism, neuropathy, something else I can't pronounce. Prostate cancer, respiratory, lung cancer, and soft tissues, sarcoma, whatever it is. So that is it. And I got to tell you, VA compensation board for this, I know every veteran will tell you, you jump through hoops. They know you were there, they know you were exposed to it, but they just don't give a damn. That's why I went for PTSD. I got to tell you, I went to shrink 5 times there for their board determination. And 5 times they never asked me the right questions. And I don't even think they were shrinking, I just think they were weirdos. So anyway, now we're going to go into the one I really didn't want to. Let's talk about, I don't know. Let's talk about PTSD. But let me pause this for a second, please, if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get to that. Let me just pause. Okay. I am back, and I want to talk now about PTSD, which I have been diagnosed with But apparently, with all these VA shrinks telling me, oh, you know too much about it, blah, 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 you're faking it. My nightmares are real. My flashbacks are real. My concern about being followed or sitting against the wall is real. Not visiting the Vietnam Memorial is real. So anyway, I cannot watch a Vietnamese war movie or an American war movie in Vietnam. World War II is fine. Anyway, PTSD from Vietnam is a real common issue for many veterans of the war. Even now, many decades after the war ended, many Vietnam veterans continue to experience the symptoms of PTSD, including unwanted memories, flashbacks, nightmares, which I do take medication for, and avoidance of certain situations and triggers. Suggested that if you are a problem with PTSD, go ahead, get help. You know, that's all well and done. Approximately 30% of men and 7% of women had PTSD at some point in their life following Vietnam. Now, I had asked the question a long time ago. When I first went to a counselor, and she was pretty good. Oh, PTSD, it's thought that substance abuse occurs in roughly a third of the men with PTSD. I'm one of them third. It could be that self-medicating may underline some of this prosperity to become addicted to alcohol and drugs. There we go. That's a connection between PTSD and pain, whether related to injuries from war. One of painful conditions which arise with age. Many Vietnam veterans face chronic pain, and pain is tied closely with PTSD. The vicious cycle can continue further as the symptoms of PTSD, such as muscle tension, increased pain, which turns aggravated the symptoms of PTSD, and so on. Finally, PTSD can increase the risk of depression and substance disorders, which in turn increases pain. Now we get to a good one here. PTSD and depression. All these things, they sound like they're reading my medical file. PTSD and depressions are closely related, as well as nearly half of the people with PTSD experiencing clinical depression at some point, and PTSD and heart disease. As with pain, many Vietnam veterans have reached an age when heart disease is very common, and some studies point at PTSD as a risk factor for heart disease itself. In addition, people with PTSD have an increased rate of diabetes. And diabetes, as we know, is a significant risk factor for heart disease. And I'm going to read this. It says heart disease, arthritis, chronic pain, digestive tract disorders. The bottom line is you should seek help. The bottom line is I do seek help. I do go see a shrink occasionally. And I used to go to actually see the psychiatrist, and I used to go to a psychologist. I had a good one for many years, and then they put me with somebody else. And I have to tell you, in all honesty, me and this guy fought like cat and dogs. My son had passed away one year, and I went to him and I said I was very upset. And instead of giving me counsel on anything or show me what to do, he started saying I had anger management issues. Then he screamed out, I know you have PTSD, but you still have anger management issues. You son of a bitch. I ain't going back to you no more. I never went back to him. But I do see a psychiatrist who listens. I don't know what she puts in the notes because I can't see them all. But with that being said, I will tell you, I do take medication for depression, for nightmares, for the shakes. I had gone to a neurologist that I've been going to locally, and he says the shakes are caused by old age. I'm sorry. I don't particularly believe that. At 73, I should be shaking like a leaf. It's very embarrassing. You go out to eat. People look at your hands going a mile an hour. So anyway, with all that said, if you do have any of these things, whether it's PTSD or whether it's anger issues, or you suffer from anything else, the VA should be able to help you. But again, we both know, me and whoever else was listening to me, that they don't. They write you off. When I went to the comp hearing, I went to 5 different hearings. And each one, I complained and complained, they didn't ask me the correct questions. And then when the one guy asked me all these questions, and I knew the answer, I've been going to a counsel for a long time, yes, I knew the answers. He thought I over practiced the results. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? So anyway, that is still pending. I had 143,000 appeals to go. I am now down to 12,700. I'm waiting for that. The hypertension, it was sent back to whoever does the ratings because it was granted. I'm still waiting to get that. But the PTSD would be interesting. So, and then probably go back to remand, and then we'll sit there another 10 years. That was in 2019. I'm still just sitting here twiddling my thumbs. And I know other veterans do the same thing. But all I could say is that we just keep going and going. I remember being in the VA hospital in Tampa, going to get a checkup or something, and a guy in a wheelchair yells, "They're just trying to let us die." And that may be. So anyway, with that sad note, by the way, Joe Biden's in San Francisco today, offering $600 million to some climate change thing. Now, come on, Joe, put the money in my pocket. Stop spending it. Anyway, and Donald Trump, I like Donald, but he's got to stop. He's got to get out of this race with the guarantee that he gets pardoned by any Republican and get elected. But he's got to get out of this race. He's not going to beat Joe Biden. He's tied with him now in the polls. DeSantis has a better shot. I don't know why Rick Scott and Nikki Haley aren't getting traction. I'm not sure about that. And Fetterman the other day, meeting with the president, he's making no sense. I understand he had a stroke. He should not be senator. And he shows up to meet the president in a hoodie. Please stop. Anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody does listen, remember, go to my website, www.truthchat.fun. Okay? Leave me a message. I will get back to you. Let me know what you think of these podcasts, how I can improve it. Maybe you know somebody who has a problem. If you want to discuss it, we'll do by Zoom. And we'll schedule it. Anyway, remember, if you are not laughing, you are not living.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough, I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough, I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck. Everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep. Don't give a fuck, can't stop. Unplug, feeling overwhelmed. I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy. Gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it. I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret in front of me. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that That the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear. That the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.